Hi friends, I'm Walker and welcome back to All About Nails, where we talk about vegan and cruelty-free nail polish. Today I'm very excited to talk about what I wore in February. Yes, I said February. I know I'm so far behind on this because it's April now, so sorry. But I wore some really great polishes in February. I'm really excited to share them with you, and I have a giveaway at the end of this video. I have a couple giveaways planned for the next few weeks because the world's kind of not great right now, and so I'm trying to think of all the ways that I can bring a little bit of joy and some, you know, like small perks into the world. So I am going to talk about my February polishes, and then at the end of the video I will talk about the giveaway. The first polish that I wore in February was Zoya's Leaf. I have always heard this said like Leif Erikson. That's like how I have always heard it, but I've heard from a couple people that maybe you pronounce it in a different way if you're like more traditionally from that part of the world. I'm going to continue to call it Leaf. This is a gorgeous, like super light, almost kind of sagey green. I absolutely adore this polish. I do find the formula on this one to be pretty nice and pretty easy to work with. I wore it in 2 coats. I loved it. I cannot believe that Zoya's spring collection had just come out at the beginning of February. This feels like a long time ago. Alright, next up I wore a pretty classic like late January, early February polish for me. This is Cirque Colors Acid Wash. This is the lovely, like super light kind of white base with the blue speckles. And I do actually think that maybe my base is getting a little bit more blue in here. It looked a little bit different than the last time that I wore it, or you know, maybe just that was my memory. The swatch photo that I have is a little bit older, so you may not be able to see that in my swatch photo, but I absolutely adore this polish. It's super opaque, so I do wear it in 2 coats, but I actually think that a lot of people could probably get this opaque in 1 coat if you were super careful. Alright, and then this one, unfortunately, you cannot get anymore. This is from Pahlish. This is Odette, which was one of their Black Friday exclusives. Like, you get $75 worth of polish and you got this for free, or something like that. This one is a gorgeous, like, super kind of light, very white-based blue with that gold flaky finish. I absolutely adore this. And when I swatched this in November, I knew this was a February polish. It's like the perfect kind of late winter color, so I just absolutely adore this one. Maybe she will release another one in a similar color to this. That would be wonderful because I think this was a really gorgeous polish, and it's a shame that it was just a Black Friday exclusive. Alright, and then I decided that I was going to make a commitment in February to try to wear some more pinks, because I don't wear a lot of pinks, and although it feels like a million years ago, Valentine's Day was in February, so I tried to wear some pinks around Valentine's Day, just to, you know, kind of get myself to try some of the ones in my collection. A lot of times I think I don't like something, but once I put it on, it kind of surprises me. The first one that I decided to wear was OC Paws from All Heart Lacquer. And a lot of people told me this is not actually a pink polish. This is a purple polish with a strong pink shimmer. I'm gonna count it. I'm listing it as purple in my like list of what I wore this year, but it was a good effort. So it's a kind of purple jelly base with a very strong, I would say like fuchsia shimmer, and then a smattering of like holographic sprinkles. This one was a little bit sheer. I didn't love the finish on this one. The jelly was just like a little bit too sheer for me. It didn't quite build up to opacity. I do love what it looks like in the bottle, and I like the smattering of holographics. So I think it's a really interesting polish, and other people might love it, but it was just not really, it wasn't really my style. I've tried some of the linear holographics from All Heart Lacquer and some of their creams, and I absolutely adored them. They had really great formulas. This one was just not quite my favorite. Alright, and then I broke up my pinks a little bit because I had to go to a meeting that I wanted to just like feel, you know, like I had my ish together for, and so I pulled out Lights Lacquer Smoky Quartz, and this one is a gorgeous, like neutral with a little something extra. The shimmer in here is so strong. I absolutely adore this one. I think it's just really gorgeous in any light, and so I'm really, really happy that I pulled this one out. It is, for me, opaque in 2 coats, and yeah, it just makes me feel pulled together, totally pulled together, but it's not like boring. You know, there's like a little bit of something exciting, so I absolutely adore this polish. It might be, man, this one might be probably the one that I will wear the most from Lights Lacquer. I do love 11 and I love Emerald, but this one might be the one that I will wear the most, so really happy with this one. Okay, and then I actually did get on a couple pinks. So this one is Fallon. This one is from, I think, the Party Girls collection, so it's like 2017, so it's, you know, relatively recently released. feel like in the nail polish world that's not relatively recently released, but it feels new to me. So Fallon is a gorgeous kind of like medium pink metallic, and I actually loved wearing this one. I got so many compliments and it was so fun. I think I really like these like super rich pinks, almost on the line of red. These are the ones that I like to wear the most. So I was really happy with Fallon. I'm really glad that I tried this one. All right, and then I tried Katy, which is just another kind of pink shimmer that I would not have pulled out unless I was telling myself to. This one is a little bit of a lighter pink, so let me show you these two. It's a little bit of a lighter pink, and it has a little bit of like a blue shimmer. I would say this one's a little bit more of a cooler toned pink, and so it's kind of not really my favorite, but it's not super blue toned, so it's still in the range of pinks that I will like to wear, but it does have that kind of like pinky blue shimmer in here. This one was fine. I liked it. It was fine. It didn't like knock my socks off. I liked it as much as I expected I was going to. It was fine. I'm sure there are lots of you out there who are pink lovers who are obsessed with this polish, and to that I say, enjoy. Yeah, just not my favorite, but it was fine. Okay, and then on Valentine's Day itself, I actually wore Olivera Polish Hyacinth, which is not really pink, but I was like, I want to feel good, I want to be excited about what I'm wearing, and so I was really excited to wear this one out on, we went on a little, you know, romantic dinner date, and it was great. It feels like I said, a million years ago. It's bananas that was only like 6 weeks ago, but this one is absolutely stunning. But this one I really enjoy. I do wear this one in 3 coats. I think it has a really fun finish. It's like very juicy and corally and bright. So I like this one a lot, even though, you know, it's not quite pink, but it was good for Valentine's Day for me. All right, and then I was ready to move on to some of my more staple colors. So I wore a couple blues in a row. The first one I wore was Zoya's Emerson, which is also from their most recent spring collection, the Innocence collection. This one, in my opinion, has like a little bit of a chalkier formula. It kind of like sticks a little bit when you put it on the first coat, if that makes sense. But in 2 coats, this one does to me feel totally opaque. I think it's a gorgeous, like super delicate blue, and really enjoy this one. I did compare this one in my comparison video to some others in my collection, like Cirque Colors Highline and Kale Polish Dream Boy, and really it is really different from both of those. So even though it looks similar, it is pretty unique, and I just loved wearing this polish. I felt just like ethereal and gorgeous, and I couldn't stop staring at my nails. This one is a keeper for sure. Okay, and then another kind of like classic winter polish for me, this is Kristen. I can't remember if this was in my winter favorites for 2019 or not, but it was definitely in my winter faves for 2018, so a year ago. I adore this polish. It is a perfect like end of January, beginning of February polish. It's like blue enough to be blue and gray enough to be neutral. I think I only wore this for like 24 hours, but I absolutely adore this polish. Kristen is just such a spectacular blue. Okay, next up I pulled out Beautifully Bizarre from Orly. This I had pulled out in the kind of set of pinks that I was going to try and wear. I didn't get it on before Valentine's Day, but I wanted to wear it because I had just heard so many things about it. I picked it up, I think, in a Black Friday haul, so I've had it for a couple months, but it's a very classic Orly. I'd heard a lot about it, and I was really curious to try it. I adored this polish. I liked it so much more than I thought I was going to. It's such a soft and delicate pink. I got it opaque in 3 coats, so I did wear 3 coats in my swatch photo, but I loved how strong the blue shimmer is. It's very different from like Charmed or Haruko or some of those other kind of like lighter pink shimmers. I really like this one. It feels really unique in my collection, and I was shocked by how much I like this one, to be honest. All right, and then I was like ready. I was kind of mixing in some spring polishes. That pink just like put me in the mood for spring. So I pulled out one of my absolute favorite Zoyas for spring ever. This is Neely. This is one of my first Zoyas that I ever picked up. I adore this color so much. It is like a nice, bright spring green, but it's not like too bright. So I felt like I could wear this at the end of February. It still felt, you know, like a little bit muted, a little bit softer. Neely is just so much fun. I absolutely adore this one. All right, and then speaking of spring greens, the next one I wore was Calla Lily from Olivera Polish. This is the only shimmer in my first collection, but I absolutely adore it. I think that it makes up for the lack of shimmer in all the other polishes. It's a very like soft, delicate spring green with a strong gold shimmer. I do wear this one in 3 coats. I've also worn it in 2 coats when I was, you know, kind of like testing and finalizing it. My preferred way to wear it is in 3 coats because you get a lot more of that creamy green base, which is really nice. But I think it's really lovely in 2 coats as well, especially if you have shorter nails. So I love this one, but that's not a surprise to anyone, I don't think. Alright, this polish is probably my least favorite polish that I wore in February. This is Skylar, and this one, when I saw it in the bottle, I thought I was going to love it. It is a really lovely, almost like sea glass blue, like it's got a little bit of green in it, base, and the base is super creamy, and then it has this kind of like burnished silver shimmer in here. Like it's not quite gold, but it's not quite like white silver, and I don't love the combination on my nails. It kind of felt like the shimmer was like standing apart from the base, like it didn't really work together as well. It was very visible on the nails, but it almost, I thought, just made the polish look a little bit dirty. I don't know. I think maybe if I wore this at a different time of year, or I don't know. I didn't love it as much as I wanted to, so I probably will not be wearing this one again, but I have seen some swatches of this that I thought looked absolutely stunning. So it just may not work for me, but the formula was nice, and I like how much the shimmer contrasts with the base. It just looked a little bit dirty for me. It maybe isn't the right color silver. I don't know. Not my favorite. Skylar, not my favorite. In strong contrast, this is from Painted Polish by Lexi. This is the last polish that I wore in February. This one is called Feelin Mauvelous, and it is truly marvelous. I love it. They released a trio. They do this a lot where there's like a trio that are all kind of inspired by the same color but in different finishes, and this one was a mauve trio. So good. I loved it. I only picked up this one from the trio. I didn't get the whole set, but this is the scattered holographic. And this polish is like the most holographic polish I have ever worn. It was holographic, like giving me rainbows in my like drab office lighting, because when I wore this polish, we were all still allowed to go to our offices, so yep, I know, it's been a long time. But this one, I just absolutely loved. It really made me want to keep an eye out for some others from Painted Polish by Lexi. I also picked up a green one in this one that I intended to wear for St. Patrick's Day, and then I was sick for St. Patrick's Day and I didn't do my nails. So I'll try and get it on at some point in April because I just am really excited to see if I like it as much as I like this one. Those are the 15 polishes that I wore in February. I am keeping track of some stats just like I did in January, so I'm going to pull those up and I'll tell you a little bit about where I am so far. Okay, so far after January and February, exactly 53% of the polishes that I wore were from Zoya, which feels right. I do try to get myself to wear some of the Zoyas that I love and know. I often get drawn to the newer and shinier things in my collection, but I have a lot of staples from Zoya that I really love. So I try to get those on, so about 50% makes sense because my collection is definitely more than 50% Zoya. And then the other brands that were most popular were Olivera Polish. I did wear all 6 of my colors in the last 3 months. And then Lights, Lacquer, and Polish were the other 2 that I wore a lot from, which also feels right to me. And then similarly, the majority of the polishes that I wore so far this year were cream. It was about 45%. And then the next highest was shimmer, but it was pretty evenly split between shimmer, metallic, and holographic. I do think that will kind of even itself out. I did try to wear a lot more kind of like pink, metallics and shimmers in February, so I think that will probably even itself out over the course of the year, and I'll probably get even more than 50% cream. And right now my 3 highest colors are green, blue, and purple. All 3 of them are about 18 to 20%, which, feels right. That feels like the colors that I do like to wear most often. Alright, let's talk about this giveaway. The giveaway will be open for the next week. Unfortunately, I can only ship to the US right now, but I have a quad from Zoya. This quad has Envy, Olivera, Giada, and Lidia. I'll put all that in the description box down below. I also have 4 of the wide brushes, so 1 for each of these polishes, or whatever polishes you want in your collection. And I have a wonderful sugar scrub from Zoya. This one is in the scent Exotic Mango, so you may not be able to travel, but maybe you can take a little bit of a vacation for a few minutes. It smells like absolutely fabulous. So all of this will come together for one person. All you have to do is comment on this video, tell me something you are looking forward to in April, something that you're trying to like do to keep yourself positive. I would love to hear from you. And you do have to be subscribed to my channel, so I'll put in the description box down below directions for how to make sure that your subscriptions are public, because every time I've done one of these giveaways, I have people enter and I just can't tell if they're subscribed, and so their entry doesn't count. So please make sure your subscriptions are public. Comment on this video. I would love to send this package to someone who will enjoy it. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. Just like always, I appreciate you so much, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one, so I hope you'll consider subscribing so that we can sit down and hang out and chat about nail polish again sometime. Awesome. I'll see you soon. Bye.